Hey everyone, it's Delon Dixon from Think Technologies, and today we're going to go over the second use case from our AI legal series, which is contract analysis. And we want to cover this just because it's one of the most common use cases in law where different lawyers and attorneys have to review contracts and especially NDAs. So contracts require careful attention, comparison, risk identification, and business judgment. And AI can support lawyers in creating an initial review, organizing key concerns, and turning a long document into a structured checklist. And for this example, as I mentioned before, we're going to focus on NDAs. And NDAs are one of the most common contracts lawyers review. They appear in vendor relations, startup conversations, partnerships, and early stage business negotiations. And even though NDAs are common, they still create an important legal and commercial risk. And a lawyer may need to review the scope of a confidentiality information, data protection language, survival periods, remedies, governing law, the list goes on and on and on. And in this demonstration, we're going to ask ChatGPT Business to perform the first pass review of the NDA and organize the risk in a practical table. So let me share my screen and show you what we're going to do first. 1 second. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in this prompt right here. This prompt is analyze the attached mutual non-disclosure agreement, or the NDA, for legal review. And we have the objective in here clearly: identify commercial and legal risk for Nova Bridge Analytics, which is our fake company we've been working with throughout the series. Organize the response in a table with the following columns. So it has the details of those columns that we want to include in the table. And then do not provide any final legal conclusion. Do not invent laws or facts. Do not assume missing business context. If an issue depends on business goals, negotiation strategy, applicable law, so forth, mark it as attorney review is required. And this is critical because, sometimes AI can hallucinate, but you need to set up the guardrails to prevent that and make sure you're getting that necessary output that you need. And so I created a sample draft for us to review, a sample NDA. We can see this right here. So it's just a basic NDA and some example details in here. This is obviously all fictional data, but we have this in here, and this is what it's going to be analyzing. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to upload the document. Here, handy dandy, you just drag it and drop it. And then now we're going to have it upload and work its magic. So while this is loading, it's loading pretty quickly. Okay, cool. And so as this is going on, we see that the response gives the lawyer a structured first layer of review. And instead of reading the contract from scratch and manually creating a risk list, the attorney can actually quickly see the clauses and may need closer attention. And you can obviously see all this populating right now. And for example, we might see in here that the AI flags whether a definition of confidential information is too broad or whether data protection language needs more detail. We can see all of those details in here, and you can see it in this table. And also, if you want to export the table, you can do that as well too. But it just has all the details broken down for all the different parts of the NDA, just making it extremely helpful in saving you a lot of time doing the groundwork. And so what we also want to add in here too is that this does not replace legal review. The lawyer is still responsible for evaluating the contract, confirming the law, understanding the client's goals, and making the final recommendations. But it can save time by turning the document into a review checklist and helping the lawyer decide where to focus. And another cool thing too is that it also has the ability to create an executive summary for the client. So if we wanted to create an executive summary for the client, we can put this prompt in here, transform this analysis into an executive summary for the client using clear, non-technical language, highlight the 5 main risks and explain why each of those matters in practice. We'll drop that in here. And also you can see I have it in thinking mode. Thinking mode is the most effective for these types of tasks. And right here, it's breaking down an executive summary that we can share to the client and talk about what's most important. So this is where AI becomes even more valuable. AI is not only helping with legal analysis, it's also helping translate legal complexity into business language. The lawyer can use this structured review internally and then provide the clients with a clear explanation of the main risks, practical impact, and recommended next steps. That creates a better client experience, and clients value clarity, speed, and objectivity. And lawyers, that means AI can support both productivity and communication while keeping attorney judgment at the center of the process. And this is just another simple example of how lawyers and attorneys can get value from AI today. And I hope this really gets your gears going of different use cases for ChatGPT Business as we're just getting started. And this is the conclusion of the use case number 2 of using AI to review contracts. And we're looking forward to see you at the next class. Thank you.